Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 5. Now, honestly, I wasn't really expecting to cover this topic again for at least another, I don't know, month or so. But due to a few things, including a few social media interaction and posts, and just general curiosity from you guys, and just the curiosity of this topic online in general, it seems we have to, have another chat about this. And that is, of course, on the topic of Cisco leaving the show, which has been a major point of discussion online for, I would say, the past 2 to 3 weeks roughly, but specifically the past week. Like, it's gone next level the past week or so. But as some of you would remember, we've been talking about this on the channel since before Season 5 even started airing on TV. In the pre-season, if you want to call it sounds weird saying pre-season, as if this is a sporting event. So the pre-season, or maybe the void in between Comic-Con and Season 5 starting, there was a rumor out there that, Carlos Valdez, who plays Cisco Ramon on The Flash, was considering leaving the show after Season 5 in order to head back to his roots, the origin of his acting pathways, that being theatre. And to be more specific, heading to Broadway. The Flash and the Arrowverse as a whole was Carlos's first and only TV work when he started. Everything before that was related. So he was theatre, and then he had that cameo in Arrow back in Season 2, and then it was Flash. So it doesn't really seem all that surprising that he would want to go back to that after being on TV for 5 years now, or over 5 years now, and being on TV exclusively. With the only dabble back into that realm of musical and theatre being towards the end of Season 3 when we had that Flash Supergirl musical crossover episode thingy. But just quickly before we actually get into the rest of this video, I'm actually going to be starting a new series on this channel. It's probably going to be a weekly series or maybe one video every 2 weeks depending on how often I can get them out or if they just fit, in the schedule I'm uploading and stuff like that. But essentially this series is as a topic or a certain discussion, and I'll have a guest on. Now this is basically almost like a mini podcast, but they're going to be between 8 to 15 minutes depending on what the topic is and how many examples we bring in. But yeah, if you have any suggestions for a guest, like another YouTuber or something like that, let me know in the comments section down below. I already have a couple of videos planned out with a couple of guests, but any suggestions and help from you guys on who you would want to see me talk to or just have as a guest on the channel and stuff like that would be greatly appreciated. Let me know, greatly appreciated, sorry. So yeah, if you have any suggestions, let me know those names in the comment section down below, or if you really want me to see them, you can let me know on Twitter, but I'll still be checking the comments to see who you guys are suggesting. But yeah, that series should hopefully start I want to try and bring out the first episode next week sometime, so keep your eyes out for that. Now that rumor from the beginning of the season went dry or dormant if you want to call it, mainly due to the fact that nothing really else came up in regards to it. There were no hints early on in the season, there were no weird things in relation to Carlos, mainly because he doesn't, he's not the most active person on social media, so he wasn't posting weird cryptic things or photos, in places he shouldn't be that might hint that he's going to another, property. There just wasn't much hinting at a departure at that stage. It's just that simple, really. But it was actually the storyline of late for the character of Cisco this season that has really started ringing alarm bells and making not only theorists out there, but also just the general viewers think to themselves, are they writing Cisco out of the show? Of course, this season we have seen Cisco have massive issues with his abilities due to the effects of Cicada's dagger, which has led to Cisco saying on the show that he enjoyed not using his abilities. He liked being quote-unquote normal, which is then leading to a metahuman cure storyline, which is now all done on the show after Barry spent 60 minutes of real time or 29 days of Speed Force time just standing there holding it, I guess. So who knows how that cure storyline will escalate in the weeks to come or episodes to come because we're on break, and more specifically its role in Cisco's storyline this season as well. We have also had a new addition to not only the show this season, but more specifically Cisco's storyline a few episodes ago with the character of Camilla Huang, who is a budding photographer and bartender who we of course saw Cisco try, a bit too hard to impress in last episode, when he, should have just been regular old normal Cisco, instead of all those overdone versions of Cisco, including a throwback to the Flashpoint version of Cisco from the beginning of Season 3. But her introduction does seem to be tying into Cisco's desire to have a normal life, to find someone he loves, to marry them, and to start a family, which he makes the point to, Caitlin when first bringing up the point about him enjoying his life without metahuman abilities, just, he wants to have a family and all of that. Obviously, we will have to, see where that goes, but at the moment, the storyline does seem to be heading to good things in the eyes of Cisco, at least. But over the past week, and I guess you would say the past, 4 to 5 days specifically from when this video will go up, we have seen many comic book and TV or film related websites and blogs post and talk about the topic of Carlos Valdez leaving the role of Cisco from the show. With some people with like inside information, if you want to call it, in contacts, saying that while still not a confirmation, it does seem very likely that he will depart. Now, just to bring something up, I was in an article from Discussing Film where they did ask my thoughts on this whole situation and how I think they would handle it. This led to some people saying that they actually used me as a source for the information, like backing his departure. That isn't the case. Like, if you actually read the article, you would know that. I was just asked about my thoughts. I was quoted. It was just some Twitter accounts lacking 1 or 2 brain cells here and there that said this, but yeah, just thought I would clear the air around that. Because I have had people saying, like, why are they using you as a source? I'm like, they're not. They were just quoting me and asked me some questions. Now, representatives associated with the CW, Warner Brothers, and Carlos Valdez himself have been approached regarding the issue of his potential departure from the show, and they have been strangely mute about the situation. Now, usually, if something is completely false and not the case, they will shoot down this stuff and say, like, no, he is staying, or this is false, or something like that. Or Carlos himself would state that, but that isn't the case. Almost as if they had to or were to say anything and had to be truthful, they would be saying, unfortunately, yes, Carlos will be leaving The Flash come the end of season 5 and will not be a regular in season 6. Something along those lines. Now, some of you guys might remember this, but I remember this was the case, I'd say around this time in the season, maybe a few episodes more, in a few years back during season 3. The actor and character in that case was Candice Patton, who plays Iris. And when the handful of sites ran that rumor, people associated around Candice Patton shot that rumor down pretty quickly. And it is important to remember, at that stage, Iris was, supposed to die at the blade of Savitar in the future. We'd already seen that moment in the mid-season finale. So in order to stop rumors, they basically spoiled that Iris would survive, even though that really wasn't a spoiler. I think we all knew the show wouldn't kill her off in fear of Twitter abuse. But yeah, that's an example as to why it is odd that they aren't saying anything about Carlos and his status on the show. Sure, that could change in the next few days, the next week, or even like the next couple of hours after this video goes up, and they could come out and shoot down the rumors. But at this stage, they haven't. And the last thing that I didn't find myself, but many people linked me, was Hartley Sawyer, who of course plays Ralph Dibny or Elongated Man on the show. Well, he replied to a fan on Instagram. Now, of course, this could just be some, joking and kidding around. However, the walking and just non-discussion around the issue thing still continues with this post. So an Instagram user known as SCD Ghost asked Hartley in the comment section of one of his random Instagram posts over the past week if it was true that Carlos would be leaving after season 5. And Hartley didn't really say anything that in depth, with him replying, "Who is Carlos?" Now, once again, this could be nothing. This could be joking around or something. If it wasn't true and the rumors were just getting out of hand, surely you would say something like, no, he is not leaving. But then again, it is just Hartley. He might not know the inner workings of what's going on and might feel it's above his, I don't know if this is the right term to use, but pay grade to be commenting on other people's plans and their status and contracts and stuff like that. It'd be weird, or he might just feel it might be a bit, as I said, out of his pay grade or above his pay grade to jump the gun and confirm or deny certain things. Obviously, I think we're all hoping for the best in regards to this situation and that Carlos won't be leaving the show. As I've said in the videos covering this issue, when I've done them, it would be a massive shame to lose Cisco from the show, as I do feel, and I feel I'm right in saying this, or at least I borderline know I'm right in saying this, that he is the heart of the show. I'm confident in saying that 99% of viewers, or even 99.69% of viewers, like Cisco as a character, while all the other characters on the show, even Barry, have their lovers, but also their haters. Maybe outside of Joe West, I think everyone loves Joe. So let's pray to the Speed Force gods, and no, I'm not talking about you, Savitar, you're a false god, and hope that the best comes out of this situation, but also brace for the worst. I think it's important to remember, expect the worst, but hope for the best. But we should get more of a suggestion as to where they're going with the Cisco character once we return with episodes on March the 5th. Just a reminder, we are on break for a bit, just for those that don't know yet. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on the video, show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions. And also, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. As I said before, If you do have any, guest ideas that you would like me to do, like sort of like, it's almost like a dual commentary, as I said before, around those topics, whether it's Flash related or just Arrowverse as a whole related or different topics and stuff, let me know that person in the comment section down below. It could be just another random YouTuber or someone like that, someone online, or, you know what I mean, just another random person you'd like me to have a talk with and a discussion like that. Let me know anyone you would like in the comment section down below. It'd be greatly appreciated, because, I know a few people, but, if I can get some suggestions, and, that obviously helps. But yeah, guys, I'll catch you on my next video. Goodbye.